Welcome back to the channel. Even a Guru here. I don't know what to call this podcast yet. I'm just going to call it Manchester United Roundup. What has been dominating Manchester United media space? Crazy stories like Diogo Dalot and Ruben Amorim are distant cousins to sporting director Jason Wilcox speaking on a very long, in-depth podcast at Manchester United website, which was very eye-opening. And then you have everybody and their mothers coming after Gary Neville's after he made some comment last weekend when Manchester United played regarding Benjamin Sesko. To me, it didn't seem like they were a big deal, but apparently he's the most clueless Manchester United former player out there and pundit, and everybody's losing their mind on him. Basically, that's what's been going on with Manchester United. So let's dive into it and let's unpack all of them one by one. Let's start with Gary Neville. So Gary Neville, in his post-match critique of Manchester United against Forest last Saturday, said like Benjamin Sesko, he need a little bit more from Benjamin Sesko. That is not the direct quote. I'll put the direct quote up here. Everybody has come out and they have an opinion regarding this. Have the people say like, why are you criticizing Benjamin Sesko? You supposed to be the Manchester United pundit in there, and like you're not talking about Liverpool players where they just spend so much money on Isaac, Verts. They were the champion and all of that. And to me, if you read those comments, it doesn't seem like coming at Benjamin Sesko. He's simply just saying Benjamin Sesko has not been as good as the other two signing that we signed up front in Mateus Cunha and Brian Bremo, and that he expect a little bit more from the guy for the amount of money we paid for him, which is true. He hasn't been bad, but he hasn't been good either. So because the echo chamber of Manchester United hate in social media has created this narrative that every single person that has an opinion about us, they're just hating and they're just piling on the misery. Our players tend to get criticized the most. We are the most talked about club in the world, whether good, bad, ugly, in the middle, or whatever it is. We get criticized. That came with the territory of being the biggest in the world and the biggest media generator in the world. I don't expect every person to praise us, but you guys going after a club legend for supposedly giving his thought on a player that we signed that hasn't hit the height yet. He's not criticizing him. He's not saying he's a waste of money or anything like that. He just say he expect a little bit more from him. And unlike Højlund, Benjamin Sesko played too many games at a top professional than Højlund did when he was with Atlanta. And when we signed him, Højlund did not have even a season at top level. Sesko been playing at top level since he was 19 for both like RB Salzburg and RB Leipzig. Expecting him to be a little bit more advanced than where it is, it's not a crime. And Neville's is just expressing that. They say, I was expecting a little bit more from him. And that the jury is still out. So he's not saying we have figured out, oh, the judgment is in. Benjamin Sesko is absolutely amazing. Saying the jury is out. What we have seen from him right now is not enough to justify us signing him. So what's wrong with that? Are we just faking outrage just to be outraged? Yeah, there's certain things that Gary Neville said that I do not agree with, and that he goes out of his way not to seem biased. But that's why he's one of the best commentators and pundits out there. Because he's not afraid to say what he said. And if it's wrong, it's wrong. And if it's right, he's right. He don't care about either of that. He just cares that this is what I think right now, and I'm going to say it. The same thing with Roy Keane. The reason why Roy Keane come out grumpy is because Roy Keane does not mince words. He will say how he feel and how he see it. If that happened to be wrong, is wrong. It's happened to be right, is right. But that's how he feel at the time. And that is analysis of what he's seeing based on his own experience. I understand media is not fair to us, but doesn't mean that every single person that criticize our team, our players are wrong. And the fact that like criticizing Benjamin Sesko and not criticizing Liverpool players does not mean that Benjamin Sesko is immune to criticism. It just means that like Manchester United, if you talk about Manchester United, the news media is going to pick it up more than you would talk about Liverpool. So in that case, guys, you guys need to chill out. Leave Gary Neville alone. And if you don't want to hear from anything Gary Neville have to say, just tune it out. Go find something else. There's so many stories that written by Manchester United that you can find a happy story somewhere, a sad story of somewhere. You don't have to listen to a story that you think is it being like too critical of Manchester United, when in reality it was not. So we jump from that to the theory that now the reason why Dalot keep getting picked by Ruben Amorim is that they are cousins. They are distant cousins. Some like fifth, 12th generation grandfather in common. And to me, that's the most ridiculous and I ever read or come across in this social media lately. Are people that just crazy enough to believe these theories? Are you that desperate or stupid enough to think a Manchester United manager, one of the biggest clubs in the world, is playing a player because they're related? And that's crazy. Forgetting that Dorgo has not been pulling up trees. Basically, like he's playing right now by default because there's no other like left wing back that can do the job. So Dalot's playing by default. Doesn't mean that because they're related somehow, that's the reason why he's playing. That is a load of crap. That's a no story at all. It's bullshit. Social media wildfire for no reason. And then the big one was Jason Wilcox sat down with Manchester United in-house media and he did a podcast and they talk a lot about Manchester United's strategy and we do not need to be reactionary. One game, one loss here, one win there should not completely shift whatever the mood is in the club. The fact that we know where we're going, progressing gradually is important. It's important to recruit the players, not just players, but good characters, emphasizing doing background check and all of that. It was refreshing seeing a sporting director actually speak in detail on how he thinks Manchester United should be moving forward and what need to be done. Do I completely agree with everything he said? No, but it was refreshing that like it's a different voice than the manager voice that we hear now from the club that is telling us what the process on the footballing side now. So hopefully the next person, like the more we hear Jason Wilcox speak, clear things become. And at the same time, we want more from the CEO and my brother. So before we know it, we are getting the communication that the club and the fan have been lacking so much from the club for a long time. We have an owner now that speak. We might not agree with every single thing he said, but our owner speak, our CEO speak, and now our sporting director is sitting down and having a talk with the media, communicating the direction and how we're getting there. It's very important. Setting a good trajectory for the club. I understand if you don't get things correct all the time, but if the goal is always trying to improve, to me, I'll back that. I want to see more of what you guys are planning, but I also believe that you guys could do this. I'm giving you time to either prove me wrong or to fail, but only time will judge that. So thank you guys for tuning in to my podcast. Please, if you're new here, consider subscribing to my YouTube channel and leave your thought in the comment section below. Subscribe, share, and comment, trying to push the algorithm. I'll catch you on the next one.